Alright, we are almost there. Yep, just checking on that. I think we're almost ready. Let's get a few things on the screen prepped, so just hang tight a couple moments longer here. Alright, just wanted to make sure I had the right mic active. Alright, I think we are ready to roll. Yep, there we go. Alright, nice. What is up, everybody? Calling all angels. It is time for the match. Well, it will be in a few moments. We have officially hit 6 p.m. here, which means it is time to switch over, and hopefully this thing loads up properly. That is... yeah, currently trying to get ESPN back to being active. It is a process. In theory, this should be up and ready, but it is being difficult because, of course, it is. Yeah, unfortunately, the app does not immediately activate the way it's supposed to. So, means we are on the hook to just wait until it's active and going into the correct spot. But I think we might finally have it. Well, while this thing continues to wait to start in the absolute slowest manner possible, let's start with the lineups here. Fortunately, the NWSL site has been absolutely miserable. So we will have to kind of just go off of the one that Reddit has. Okay, I think we finally got it. Well, yeah, this thing actively bugging me. I think the reset is trying to get it going, but I haven't kicked it over yet. I tried to get into the Spanish feed, and that one's not active. So you get to be here during the difficulty span here, as we try to get all this thing working properly. At the moment, is not listed in the live or the upcoming on the grounds that it is not technically in either because they have not actively moved it over. Alright, well, I'll read off what I've got here. So, as the thing continues to load in the slowest, most inefficient manner possible, I'll go through here. Starting lap for Angel City today. Goalkeeper, number 19, Angelina Anderson. She will be joined in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Number 4, Carson Cherry will be starting alongside number 11, Sarah Gordon, number 6, Emily Sams, and number 20, Giselle Thompson. Moving up, we have, sitting in the 2 defensive midfielder positions, we have number 16, Karina Layer, and number 8, Ari Borges. The 3 operating from the upper midfield, we have number 12, Mayara, number 10, Claire Emsley, and number 17, Ali Sentner. And playing up at the front, we have number 32, Sveindis Jansdatter. For Louisville, number 24, Jordan Bloomer, is the goalkeeper. Also running on a 4-2-3-1, we have number 12, Quincy McMahon. Number 3, Aaron Wright, who also doubles as the captain. Number 5, Ellie Jean. And number 15, Miran Gassiat. In the defensive midfield, I will assume we have number 2, Lauren Millier, and number 10, Macy Hodge. The 3 in the upper midfield will be number 20, Katie O'Kane, number 9, Kayla Fisher, number 4, McKenna Morris. And finishing up, we have the striker in front, number 16, Maha Lardner. And now we go through the length of time to see if they have actually put this feed up or not. Currently, I'm going through both ESPN and ESPN2, figuring out which one is supposed to be. There it is. Okay, now we've actually got a real thing here, so I'm going to read this off properly. Reddit is the source of horrible misinformation on that front. So the 4 is accurate. However, they're in a 4-3-3, not a 4-2-3-1. Additionally, same is true for Louisville. So looking at Louisville's group, the actual list of people is there. However, Fisher and Morris are up in the front row. And likewise, Mayara and Sentner are up in the front for Angel City. If I haven't gotten to say yet, happy Pride Night to all of you Angel City fans and Louisville fans traveling in, all like 18 of you. I'm assuming there was not a lot of demand to fly halfway across the country for a match where, let's be honest, if y'all end up winning this match, something has gone catastrophically wrong. Okay. So I am waiting for this match to start up here, but we have our starting lineup set. The entire thing just went ballistic right now. I think the feed just realized that I was going from like the old Surf League footage, and they have to change it. There we go. All right, I think we finally got this madness up and going. This has been the lineup from, this has been the craziness. But in any case, we've already had one upset today. San Diego Wave taking a shock 2-0 loss to Seattle Reign. We've had what appears to be Washington Spirit clinging to a 1-0 victory against Denver Summit, though they are still in injury time, so it's still in an anything can happen stage. But that would create some separation for Washington as they look to solidify themselves. Coin toss has... Oh, gotta stop that. There we go. And I'm trying to see, 10, All right, so I'm off by maybe half a second, 3/4 of a second. That ain't bad. All right, we've got it going correctly this time. All right, and Angel City was the one who kicked off. They got everything running. And it has begun. Ball is currently on the right side. That would be the bottom of the screen for those paying attention. Angel City operating from left to right. Louisville going from right to left. Angel City wearing their city-style kit today. So that will be, instead of the home black, it is the white with pink and gray trim. That has a lot of imagery from Los Angeles itself etched onto the jersey, as well as white socks. Louisville will be wearing their black jerseys, all black, black socks, black shorts, and there is some just mix of colors on the kit as well as trim. But yeah, definitely a different look for Louisville, who's normally in their vibrant lavender purple here. If you are looking at our screen right now, it is extremely bright colors listed, as their dominant colors are both on the screen for me. All right, so we have Mayara trying to take the ball. She goes down, no whistle blown, and Louisville is able to kick the ball out of bounds. This will be a throw-in for Angel City. Giselle Thompson throws it in. Borges kicks it right back to her, who then goes back to Borges. Unable to do anything, she sends it back to the defensive line. Ball is swung all the way to the left side of the defensive grouping, and there's the kick into the midfield. Currently in the defensive half of the midfield, we have Layer taking it. Ball is pressed forward to Mayara. She's not able to control it. Louisville gets the inside track on the ball, and the ball gets, and Gassiat get knocked down. Here we go, 2.5 minutes into this match. We have a free kick to Louisville. They send it forward to the offensive line, well past everybody. This should be under the control of an Angel City defender. Ball rolls out. Question is, did a Louisville player touch it on the way out? It looks like they did. They're calling for a goal kick. So in terms of the standings here, the way this has affected matters, I'm going to assume every result is going to stay the same, so unless Denver gets a late goal here, we can kind of operate on this. Angel City currently sits in a dead heat for position 7, or I guess not a dead heat, they're tied at 23 points each. We have a Louisville player down, they've blown the whistle. 3 minutes in here, we have the trainers coming over. Not clear who it is from this distance. I haven't gotten the volume here set up for me to go off and listen to it just yet. So I will let you know once I have an update. So quick updates on the standings, though. The Angel City at the moment is at would be tied for 7th with a draw, because they would have a 7-goal advantage in goal differential. Orlando is sitting at +1, Angel City at +8. So any points at all keep them in 7th. A win would put them to 25 points, where and a minimum goal differential of +9, which would put them ahead of the Kansas City Current, who have a goal differential, a neutral goal differential. So just as many goals as for as allowed. So yes, Angel City would position themselves as the 6th place team with, at that point, 2 matches in hand. So, and by that I mean 2 matches in hand compared to San Diego and Portland, the next few targets. So, again, while this is going through, if we say, for example, Angel City was to win this match and be at 25, and they still had their 2 matches in hand, that means they could go as high as 31 points, which would put them clearly ahead of Portland and San Diego. It would not guarantee them ahead of Utah, because Utah's only played 16 matches, but here we go. If you were paying attention to the preview on the channel earlier, we did talk about injury reports here. No big shifts yet to the injury reports, other than we do have, as it now is apparent, Sears for Louisville is not present today, and it does not look like she's listed as a reserve either, which indicates to me that she will not be long for this team. We do have trainers dealing with a player right now. I think they're going 11 on 10. Trying to get a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I only see 10 on the field right now, so Louisville's just taking the stress for a moment here, trying to make something happen. 6 minutes in at the moment. We have a free kick. Louisville is going to have their keeper take it. It was... We do have number 42, Sarah Weber, coming into the match. So they must not be... be confident in the health here, because Sarah Weber was listed as a reserve. So that means, yep, there it is. Substitution has been made. And it was for Macy Hodge, number 10. Now, one thing at play here that has not been talked about really as much in the news hold-up, Jansdottir making a run from the right side. She's into the box. She makes a pass, but there is only 3 black jerseys. No one, Mayara was the next closest, but she would have had to get through a couple of people to get to that. That was nothing doing. But Louisville did force it out, so this is going to be a corner. But yeah, as I was mentioning, Angel City has gotten the full 3 points in every match this month, and it appears that they will be trying to do that again here. They've also had a clean sheet for the entire month. So if they are able to withstand all of this, here comes it was a throw, and it's going long. Here's a chance. Ball did not land right on the leg, and it just continues to roll past the box. Someone made contact for Angel City, but there was no directional shift, so it was barely a graze. So another throw in here. If Angel City is able to pull this off, it'll be the 4th clean sheet. It would be a clean sheet month. But first things first, they need to get the lead before they do any of that. So here comes the ball's kicked back all the way to Angelina Anderson, who's going to swing it off to the right side of the field. Ball ends up being rolled out of bounds before Mayara is able to really corral it. McMahon is going to step in and do a throw-in for Louisville. There we go. Ball goes through. Layer ends up with the ball. Now ball is going through 50-50. Ball is finally forced into a dead space where Mayara is able to control it. Ball is swung backwards to Sams. Sams forces it over to Gordon. Gordon sends it over to Cherry. Ball is stolen on a pass from Cherry. So now Louisville making a run up. We have number 9, Fisher, with the ball. She tries to set it up. I think she was trying to do a setup for one of the players ahead of her to take a shot, but it ended up going far ahead, and it was in the direction of the goal. So Anderson did have to make a diving stop because it would have turned into a goal, despite the fact that I don't think that was actually an attempted shot. So it's a shot on goal without actually being an intentional shot. How about that? Here we go. We have McKenna Morris being the kick taker here as they have to do a corner kick. We are... There's a slightly... And I did have to play with the time a little bit to make it work. That ball goes long and out. So So I'm going to add an additional 5 minutes to the clock so it lines up closer. Yeah, there we go. It's almost time synced for me. So I've got it set to 10:26. Yeah, I think mine is going like maybe a tenth of a second or two faster, but it's basically the same time. Oh, does it look like my thing's glitched out for a second? I was having some coconut water. All right, here we go. Mayara with the ball. Sends it all the way to the far right where Giselle Thompson has moved pretty far ahead. She's not able to control it, though. Ball is taken by the defense and kicked out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in for Angel City. Once again, we have Svendis Jansdottir from just outside. So she's doing a throw-in from in line with the box. So she should be able to launch this thing into a range where there can actually be a real shot at the net. It goes through. It's functionally a corner kick from the way that went. Kind of a weak kick there. I believe that was Sentner trying to get the shot, but she only got a piece of it, and the ball gets rolled very softly to Jordan Bloomer, who makes the save. Now Louisville's midfield with the ball. Ball is swung all the way back. Oh. And Aaron Wright missed the ball, but Bloomer's there to save it. Ball goes all the way through. Here's a chance for it to go to the front line. There was hope that I think a cross into the box was going to go through for Fisher, but it went a little too long for her to actually do anything. Ball ends up going pretty cleanly out. So that'll be a goal kick for Anderson. That was a decent kick by Lardner. She was just a little bit too forceful. If it had curved a little bit farther back or been a little bit softer, that might have actually had a shot, or would have at least forced Anderson to step up and stop it. Right, forcing it forward. Ball gets taken down by Sams. Layer with the ball. Swings it over. That is over to Cherry. Cherry swings it back to Gordon. Ball comes to the midfielders. Ball's pushed forward. 13 minutes in here. No goals yet, but still a touch and go process. Team's still trying to figure out their motion. I'm definitely seeing the pressure more from Louisville, which it does lead me to wonder if getting a disgruntled player out of the lineup might be reviving them a bit. Jansdottir making a clean run here as the ball ends up at her feet just ahead of midfield, and she starts making a run for it. Can't do much, so she passes to a give and go from Giselle Thompson. Jansdottir tries to take a shot, but it goes to the right, gets caught in the side of the net. It was a good setup there. But even if it had been on point, Bloomer was right there. So I don't think there would have been any space for that ball to actually make it. That would have been, if it had gone in, though, that would have been Jansdottir's 6th of the season, which would put her halfway to Barbara Banda's 12-goal mark for the season. It does say something, looking at the standings here. In terms of the goals allowed, Angel City's 14 allowed is the second highest total. Technically ranks third in the league compared to Gotham and Washington, who have both managed 12 allowed. So the fact that they struggled so mightily for nearly 10 games of this season indicates that it was more of an offensive issue. So the question will be, can this offense that they've seen against the admittedly weaker opponents they've been confronted with. Will that be able to continue? So here comes a throw-in from Claire Thompson. Goes to Mayara. Thompson with the ball. Forces it back through 2 defenders to Mayara, who gets it to Jansdottir. Jansdottir's outside the box on the right side. She makes a play off the dribble. She's got 2 players on her. Passes it back to Thompson. Thompson's got 1 on her. She passes it back to Jansdottir, who's now a 1-on-1. She knocked the ball off the face of her defender. Now she's running it forward. Swings it sideways over to Sentner. Sentner's not able to corral it. Borges is able to take the ball before Louisville's able to really corral it. She forces it into the box. Can there be a shot? Nothing yet. Ball goes out. Layer tries to stop it. She's not able to. Goes over to Louisville, and Louisville running forward now with the ball. They force it back to the defense. Morris with the ball. Swings it over. Now it goes to their defensive line. Herring sitting with LEG number 5. She sends the ball forward into the offensive half of the field. The ball is headed, and it's uncontrolled. Louisville ends up rolling it out of bounds. This is going to be a throw-in again. Giselle Thompson steps out of bounds so she can take the throw-in. She gets the ball. She's holding it above her head at the moment, trying to get an opening space. She finally gets it to Mayara, who passes immediately back to her. She's not able to see any path forward, so she passes it back to Sams. Sams passes it back over to Angelina Anderson. ESPN's got a possession counter right now. Angel City sitting at 68% ball control compared to Louisville's 32%, which is interesting considering Louisville hasn't made ill use of their time. They've actually gotten a little bit of some run-up, but just hasn't really amounted to anything. And it is definitely dwarfed in time by how long the ball has been held by Angel City. There's a throw in here from Louisville. Ball has been thrown in. It's at the top of the screen, which would be the right side in comparison to Louisville's goalkeeper. All right, Emsley's able to control the ball, and something just happened. They switched to some surfing thing, and I just lost the feed. I really loathe ESPN sometimes. All right, I found it. It is currently low. I like how the description says Giselle Thompson faces Emily Sears. No, she isn't. Sears is not active in this. And in the time that I have been away from this, it is now a corner kick. And once again, McKenna Morris for Louisville is going to have a chance to draw some play in. And we are once again off on timing because the feed is being ridiculous. All right, so it's about a second and a half off now. A little more time being used on ESPN. Ball comes up in the air. This time Jansdottir is able to head it out of the box and forces a reset of the play. We have Louisville with the ball. Millier forces it to the left. Ball goes over to McMahon, who's very far up. Tries to cross it into the box. Goes way too long and rolls out of bounds. This will be a goal kick again for Anderson. So in terms of remaining matches this month, there are only 4 matches left in July. 3 midweek matches. Louisville is actually featured in the Wednesday match here. They will be going to Kansas City. So they have a lot going here. They are trying to get an attack going here. They were able to force the ball back through. Ball goes up, but hits 2 Angel City players. And it never even gets close to the net. Angel City will not have a midweek match. And in fact, will not play until Saturday, August 1st. So this is the end of their July. Angel City, interestingly, will also be playing in Kansas City. So they'll be following up Louisville there. Nearly 20 minutes into this match, there is expected to be a water break from my understanding. So at some point in the next 5 minutes, we'll probably see that. Here comes the kick. Goes up in the air. About 2 different Angel City players make contact with it before Jansdottir gets the full control of it. Sends it over to Mayara, who's now running uninterrupted. She presses it forward. Now we have Ali Sentner with the ball. Sentner at the top of the box, trying to get herself open space. She can't do it. Ball ends up on a triangle pass to Ari Borges, who fires from the ground. And it is stopped by Bloomer, who dives onto the ball. All right. Set up here. Ball is going up. So Mayara has scored in 5 consecutive matches, which is a very rare feat in the league. So definitely a little bit of history there. And something that will be very important for when she starts to put in work with the Brazilian national team. As a reminder, we are less than a year from the Women's World Cup, and Brazil is one of the top 10 teams in the world, so that will be a very interesting process for them. Giselle Thompson. Sorry, that was Claire Elmsley. There's a fight for the ball in the corner here before the ball is finally forced out by Louisville. That was an extremely physical battle for the ball. Just a lot of back and forth on the legs, a lot of internal moving. Looked like fighting the post from a basketball game. Ball was thrown back in and then swung all the way to the far left at the top of the screen. Ball goes up, nothing there. Mayara ends up with the ball. More 50-50. Fisher ends up coming away with the ball for Louisville. She's running forward uninterrupted. Now she's got about 3 different Angel City players on her. She passes it over. That one goes to Weber. Weber very far up the field. Whistle has been called. There is an offside on the play. And there comes the pass. Ball goes through. Thompson with the ball at the moment. She sends it forward to Mayara. Gives it to Borges. Borges into the offensive half. Borges swings it over to Layer. Nothing there. Apologies, that was not Layer. That was Setner. Ball goes back to Louisville off of the pass. There's now a contest for the ball back and forth. It finally ends up corralled by Louisville. There's a run forward here. Millier forces it up. The chances are there, but it goes too long. It rolls out of bounds. It was in the direction of Lardner to try to make an attack, but the ball goes too long and she can't corral it before it goes out of bounds, so that'll be a throw to Angel City. We are past the midway point of the first half, so if there is going to be a water break, it could happen basically at any stoppage. Small passes here. Eventually, Mayara forces it forward. Trying to get it to Jan's daughter. It ends up failing and to the feet of Aaron Wright, who forces it backwards. Bloomer with the ball. She's walking it up. Passes it over to her defensive line. Swings over to the far, far right for them, which is, again, still at the top of the screen. In terms of orienting yourself, if I talk about the team going from left to right, that would be Angel City. Their left would be the top of the screen. If I'm talking about Louisville, since they're moving right to left, and I say they're sending to the left side of their field, that's to the bottom of the screen. Always go in relation to the team's goalkeeper. There was an attempt at a pass there near the box, but ends up being a skip pass. Quincy McMahon ends up settling it at the top of the box. Oh, here's a bad chance. I think that might be an own goal. Louisville ends up with the first goal of the match here in the very tail end of the 24th minute. And that concludes the scoreless streak that had been going for the whole month, to be honest. I think it was an own goal because there was a slide of about 3 players, and I believe the one who actually made contact was the Angel City player. Gonna try to look at it here on this one. So this ball ends up kicked him. Katie O'Kane tries to dump it in from the top. Anderson gets a save, but it's still there. And because Anderson let it roll, there's a slide. And I believe, and I'm seeing here, I don't think they'll count it as an own goal because there was multiple Louisville players sliding in. And yes, they're officially crediting it to Maya Lardner. So that will be her first goal of the season. I said they probably could have credited that to any of the 3 people who were sliding at that moment. So, nice that's officially granted to someone who hadn't scored before. At least there's some positive in that. Here comes the whistle. Angel City now needs to go on to the attack. They will not be able to simply play it soft and wait for the goal to happen. They have to be a lot more proactive. Here we go. So now, ball ends up back in the defensive line. Ball sent forward. Mayara to Giselle Thompson, who's not able to control it. Ball goes out of bounds. A lot of balls running through Thompson at the moment. Ball is stolen by Ari Borges. Mayara swings it over. And here's a chance from the top. Sentner tries to take a shot, or at least feed it into the box, but it is deflected. All right, so here we go. It's a corner kick now, so based on the deflection, this will be their first of the game. So Angel City looking to level this pretty quick off of this set play. The opportunity is here. Ball goes up. Sentner sends it up. It goes too long. Ball stays in thanks to a slide from Laer. Borges tries to cross it in. It's deflected by Louisville, and I think we're going to get another corner kick coming in. Since Angel City was playing with a superior possession advantage, and now they're playing a lot more aggressively, I would expect to see Louisville seeing this ball very little, at least for the next 10 minutes or so. So once again, this time Claire Elmsley will be handling the kick. We have about 5 players from inside the box for Angel City. Ball goes in. Here's a header, but Borges is not able to get it directionally towards the net. It stays going straight and misses the net to the left by a good bit. So here we go. Louisville here. They are 1-1-2 when scoring first, which for Louisville it is surprising to see it's taken them only this long. It's only the 5th time all season that they've actually managed to get the first goal, considering they are what they are. Now, Angel City, when giving up the first goal, have only managed to win 1 of those 7 instances. So this one very important here. I did say this had a little bit of. This was a little bit of a problem match because when it came to this, we had this serving as Pride Night, which functionally will serve as a homecoming game in a lot of people's minds. And the one thing that's always true with homecoming games, at least if for anyone who's been in like the American high school system, homecoming games are usually scheduled against weaker opponents, and they're trying to get the victory because they've got all the alumni present, and everyone's getting ready for the homecoming dance, which is like the biggest fall social event for the high school calendar. And a lot of it can get spoiled if the team plays flat, but the ceremony, as well as the king and queen elections, which do require some of the players to miss the halftime conversation, it does derail things. And again, kind of the same thing here. You've got a wide number of people in the stadium, but there's also a lot of ceremony to it, a lot of promotional stuff. And so I do wonder if there was a little bit of a lack of focus and the Angel City coming out a little flat, because I haven't seen as many aggressive plays towards it. O'Kane dumping the ball in here off a free kick at the top of the box. It's headed away by Angel City, but it's not all the way out of the woods. Louisville's still technically controlling the ball. on the far right side of the field. And they will be getting a corner out of this thanks to a sliding stop by Jansdottir. So now we got ourselves yet another one here as Morris is going to make the kick again. Ball kicked up. No chance for a header. It's popped away. Now, luckily for them, these kicks have been from the Suns' side. Mayara tried to run up the ball as soon as she had the opportunity, but the ball was kicked too far up, and Louisville was able to take advantage and press the ball back in the other direction. Once again, O'Kane with the ball. Swings it over to the right. Morris trying to play in. Goes to the middle. This isn't out of the way yet. Millier tried to fire it off, and that's deflected. This will be another corner. This is not great. Yeah, Angel City's still looking pretty flat, all things considered. This has not been a great start. Morris is going to be planting the ball down from that side again. They have only really been going from the top of the screen, so that would be, for Louisville, that would be their right side that the ball is coming in from. So if you're Angel City, at least you're seeing the ball from the same direction, but this is now the 5th corner that you've had to face against. And they're getting way too much practice at this. And dead ball ruled. I think there was a foul or possibly player starting too far up for Louisville. Either way, that is going to be a goal kick. Angelina locks the ball forward. Mayara heads it up into the offensive half. Jansdottir corrals it, sends it over to Giselle Thompson just behind the midfield stripe. She runs it forward. She's got a player on her. Sends it to Mayara, but Mayara is standing out of bounds, and the ball doesn't really lead her back in. Ball comes back in. Ball is pressed forward. This could be an opportunity. Fisher with the ball inside the box on her own. And they are calling the offside. That did look... It came off of the pass initially, which for Angel City is very fortunate because that was wide open space. But, yeah, there's a reason for it. She was well beyond the last defender. Like commentary is trying to say it was fairly close, but from what I could tell, she was in almost a body, 2 full body lengths past. Or not body lengths, body widths. So it wasn't that egregious, but still a problem. Whistle blown here. Mayara tried to head the ball, and there was a bit of a clash. I think she, like, the ball and her head... She sandwiched the ball between her head and one of the Louisville players' shoulders. And I think that messed with her a bit. So not likely that'll be given a free kick to Angel City. So what we are looking at now is... Kick ends up actually with Louisville. I guess they were more in control of the ball and there wasn't really a foul, so I guess that makes sense. But the ball ends up rolling out of bounds anyway, so this will be a throw-in. Sams was going to do it, but she hands it off to Thompson. Sends it to Borges. Swings it back. Borges over to Jansdottir, who's up at the middle of the field. Passes the ball over. Ali Sentner with the ball now. Presses it up. It goes over to Jansdottir. kicks it all the way over to the far left now. So the ball is up way at the top of the screen again. Trying to play it up from that side. A lot of back and forth here. Finally, we got Sams with the ball. Tries to run at it, but it's immediately taken right off the foot. Lardner feeling confident, trying to make a run from coast to coast at this. But now she's got defenders there. Are they going to call a foul on that? No. Wait. The ref is calling it. A foul was called, tripping her up, contesting for the ball. And luckily there was another defender ahead, so it wasn't a... So it wouldn't be a clear path foul, but it is... They are calling it a yellow card. And thankfully, it happened a good 1 yard behind the box, so it's not a PK. Looking at the replay, actually, no, that was all ball. That might be one that they want to ask for VAR, because that ball was clear. So they've got a bunch of people in it. O'Kane, again, going to be the one who handles this. We got a wall of about 5 players. And the other 5 for Angel City are marking. Ball gets deflected. That'll be a corner. So now, what we are looking at here is yet another corner from the same spot, from the same kicker. We are at the 6th corner for Morris again. Ball goes up. Ball is headed by Louisville, but it just to get back in the same direction. And ball is cleared out. Louisville still with the ball, though. Trying to get something happen. This time it's caught by Anderson. She makes a throw. Mayara going to chase it down. She does get to it, but she is being challenged. Ball goes out. That's a throw in for Angel City. She does a quick one to Ari Borges so the play can keep going. She sends it forward. Is this the opportunity? A lot of headers by Louisville, but that was a messy one. That could have easily turned ugly. Borges again with the ball. Still up near the top. She's going to be able to send it back to Mayara right next to her, but she keeps going forward in the box. And it goes into no man's land, and Louisville's able to kick it out. Stays with Angel City, but I think that might have been an opportunity missed. Ball comes through. It's in the box again. Here comes across to Jonsdottir. She's not able to get it forward. The ball is deflected before she can actually get a full shot on it. 39 minutes in here. Looks like they are waiving the water break, by the way. I mean, that should have probably been obvious, but anyway, Thompson tries to send it in. It's deflected, but it goes back to Sams. Sams gives it again to her. Ball back into the box. Does not work out, but Layer holds the ball. She sends it back again. So the attack opportunities here again. A long shot from Sentner, but it's too high. That'll be a goal kick. So here we go again. There we go, Louisville. At 40 minutes, they've got another goal kick coming here. A victory here, if this would happen, it would hold Angel City in position 8, a point behind Orlando. Moreover, it would put Louisville up to 11 points, so they would be the last team to reach double digits. It would also be their first road win of the season. Borges ends up with the ball here. Jonsdottir sends it backwards. Sentner kicks it over, tries to get to Elmsley. It doesn't work out. But the ball is still being contested. Sentner ends up back in control. Swings it over to Gordon. Gordon back to her. Ball goes into the box on the left side. Emsley sends it over. Mayara tries to get a shot. They're not going to call the foul. She had gone down as she was sliding for it. And I think they're going to say it was just a battle for the ball. They're not going to give her the PK for it. Crossover here from Sentner. Sentner up in front of the box. Still up at the top of it. She could shoot from here. I think she's going to try to set up something else. It's not controlled. Ends up getting popped backwards. Gordon's able to keep it in Angel City's hands. Oh, rough one by Sentner there. She's not able to control it. Ball goes to Louisville as they start running it forward again. Morris with the ball, tries to send it forward, but it's stolen by the defense. Sam's just running with the ball into the offensive half. Getting right to the edge of the offensive third. Ball now being swung over to the left side. Once again, we're seeing Cherry with the ball. Swings it back to Gordon. Ball goes to Borges. Borges over to Layer. She runs with the ball. Passes it over to Sentner. Sentner pops it in. This could be an opportunity. No, it's deflected at the last second by Louisville. 43rd minute going here. Layer back to Sentner. Sentner passing it to the left again. Elmsley tries to cross it in. Here's an opportunity for a header. Ball goes well up in the air and out the back. A lot of asking for fouls. I don't feel like that's what we're looking at right now. I do not think that that's what we're getting here. So it's another goal kick here. Bloomer has been playing a solid game here. But she's been facing far fewer shots than I think would have wanted. All right, so I'm looking at... I'm going into the game cast of this to try to see what else we got going here. Ball was back, kicked by Mayara, but it goes all the way back to the keeper, so it ends up being fielded. At this point, expected goals, Louisville is expected at almost 0.8, so they're doing what they're expecting, and also Angel City the same, just under half a goal expected, and so they're at 0. So in spite of the fact that they've basically doubled up Louisville in terms of time of possession, shots on goal has been 3-2 in favor of Louisville, and corners have absolutely been. This has not been a strong half for Angel City. It's a lot of possession control with not a lot of substance to it. Cherry does a throw in here for Angel City. And ball is immediately lost. Yeah, this is playing like a very flat match for Angel City. So something is going to have to shift. This will be the first little bit of adversity the team has faced in the month of July. Here we go. More of a go-through now. Ball is in Angel City's possession, but they're pretty far back now. They've kicked it all the way back to Gordon, who is in the defensive half of the field. Swings it back over to Cherry. Ball is sent up. Looks like Jonsdottir has control of the ball up at the front, but 2 defenders on her. And Bloomer just has to dive to make sure that this doesn't develop into anything. And that is 45 minutes gone. They've added 4 minutes to the clock, so the opportunity is still there. So that they aren't trailing going into the half, but this is not solid. All right. Ball pressed up. Louisville just kicks very far forward, and it's back in the possession of Angel City. And the ball is forced out. That'll be a goal kick. So now ball sent forward to Mayara, who gives it to Borges, swings it over to Thompson. Mayara is now pretty far up in the front. She has the ball under control now. Kicks it over. Ball deflected by a defender from Louisville. Elmsley gets control of it back, though. Gives it to Sentner. Sentner running with it. They got her tripped up. That should be a free kick. And it's a yellow card, so that will be given to Lardner. Oh, wait, no, it's on O'Kane. They were just the camera was just showing Lardner annoyed face, but it was not actually Lardner. So that is Katie O'Kane's yellow card for the match. This will be a free kick from a good maybe 10 yards behind the box. So it's not golden goal area, but at the very least, it's an angle that Angel City really hasn't gotten a chance to exploit yet. So we'll see if they have a plan for this. Jonsdottir is up with the ball. There we go. The ball is kicked, ends up being kicked by Sentner, though. See a run up, and ball ends up out of bounds. That was a interesting shot. So the ball gets sent into the air, so it can be kicked in mid-air. And I think the plan was she was trying to, because Jonsdottir was running up, that it would kind of plop right at her so she could take the shot, but that's a trick shot. I'm a little dumbfounded that you'd be trying to use a trick shot right now when you should be trying to just level this match. So here we go. Ball does stay with Angel City. Once again, Sentner with the ball. She gets it into the box, sends it over to Elmsley. Goes up. Jonsdottir gets a header, but it is not at an angle where they could score. It goes to the right. But it is deflected, so that will be a corner. 3.5 minutes in here, so this could be the last set play. We'll see how they settle this. So here we go. Ball comes up. Could this be a leveler? Ball's dribbled in. It's at the bottom rolling. Ball goes out. That'll be a throw-in for Angel City. Got to throw a ball. Here we go. Jonsdottir going to make the run at it. Little under 10 seconds. She's going to make the throw for it. Ref is demanding she not move up. So here it comes. She throws it into the box. They're going to let this play out. Ball is up. Still there. Here's a header. It's deflected. And there it is. As soon as it exited the box, they called it. So that will do it for this half. Definitely an excellent effort here. So a rough first half for Angel City there, but honestly, a really good showing from Louisville. They have responded well with Emily Sears not being present. And if this is the unit, it's clear they want to make their credibility known. So that gives us an interesting storyline going into the second half. Until then, I'm going to grab myself some snacks and another drink. So I will be back in a moment, and I'll see you in a moment. All right, everybody. Should be back into action here. All right, so, yeah, rough half there. Let me get this back off here. All right. So, yeah, rough half for Angel City there. Definitely not a successful string of events here. Now, I will say the expected goals has shifted. Angel City's is now basically equal to Louisville, a little less at the moment, but nothing too awe-inspiring yet. So if it continues, they should be at a point where their goal expectancy continues to climb. Possession, again, 67% of time was in Angel City's possession, so roughly a half hour of that 45 minutes. But still only 2 shots on goal, nothing really doing. Their passes are significantly better than Louisville's. We're talking 81% pass rate for Angel City versus only 57% for Louisville. But yeah, it's just not been a solid start in general for Angel City in terms of the opportunities created. Louisville's had twice as many corners. They've had 1 more shot on goal. And it's not really working well in terms of Angel City being able to generate real chances here. This definitely feels like a regression back into what the team was playing as in the time before the break, where there just appears to be a struggle for any finishes at the net. And that is going to be a serious problem. Now, by contrast here, looking at... So let's talk about what we've missed with the rest of today, because I know a lot has happened. San Diego Wave was not able to do the kind of comeback New York did. Seattle scored 2 goals on them within about 3.5 minutes of each other, and they were just able to control it. San Diego was never able to really mount a meaningful challenge. And yeah, it was just an ugly one here. It's definitely been a cold spell for San Diego as they continue to dip further and further. At this point, they have fallen to 4th, and they've played more matches than all 3 teams ahead of them. So it's one of those where you're actually in a worse off position, and you're just kind of holding that position 4, waiting for some teams to drop. This has definitely been a rough go of it if you are San Diego. But on the other hand, you look at a team like Seattle, they desperately needed that. That match got them up to 20 points. They still haven't they still have not gotten into the playoff positions, but at this stage they're only 2 points behind Angel City, who are holding the 8th spot, and they're 1 point behind North Carolina, holding the 9th. 3 points behind Orlando, holding the 7th. So they've gotten themselves back in the mix at the very least. And it does seem that they're about to start this half. And we did talk about Washington claiming that victory. Very important. We are about to see the whistle get blown here. So I am waiting for them to kick the ball, and I will start it here. Louisville kicking to begin the half. Here it comes. Go. All right, so here it is. Ball comes up here. This is Louisville was trying to turn into attack, but they couldn't string any real passes together. They just end up running with the ball, and it ends up faltering. Ball is finally kicked ahead by Angel City. Trying to make something happen, it does not. Ball's still in. Now they've blown a whistle. They want to... And they called it out. I thought the ball had stayed in play, but the ref continued to blow whistles. Eventually, the ball was thrown in. Ball is crossed in by Angel City. Too long for anyone to really take advantage of, and the ball rolls out. That'll be a goal kick. All right. Nice thing about what I'm doing here is I can actually adjust the camera to be more in view of where my face is. And it doesn't really mess you guys up too much because you're not actually... You're looking at the model. You're not looking at me. So, works out. Ball is kicked up. Ends up back in Angel City's possession. So, again, ball still in their offensive half. Louisville has not gotten to clear this thing out all the way. Ball is finally kicked back. That one is going to Sarah Gordon. Kicks it over to Emily Sams, who's up at the top of the screen on Angel City's right half. Ball is stolen off of a rough pass. And immediately the next pass is stolen again. And Louisville has not been able to string a lot of passes together. It's been more the result of a lot of runs that just happened to work out. Ball swung all the way over to Carson Cherry, who sends it up. That is Emsley. Emsley running backwards, finally forced to send it back to Gordon. Gordon presses it up. Layer with the ball. Over to Borges. Borges swings it to the back half. Sam's over to Thompson. Thompson presses it up. Here is an opportunity as they continue to run along the edge. Ball is kicked into the box, but there it's too far up. Nothing doing. And so here we go, a little more. Right, ball's kicked. Louisville again trying to press it forward. They end up just giving it back to the defensive line. Goes to Angelina Anderson, who kicks it forward. Ball has been pretty firmly in control here by Angel City since the start. Here's a chance to try to force the ball through. It is too long, too quickly. Elmsley wanted to get a setup for Jansdottir, but went too far up too quickly. Jansdottir tries to stop the kick by raising her leg, but the goal kick still gets through. All right, Louisville having a chance here. Long pass. Here's an opportunity, and it is a slide taken away by Sarah Gordon. There was an opportunity there for Kayla Fisher. Fisher was about to do a throw-in, but she hands it off to Morris. At a certain point, Louisville will probably just be trying to play for the lead, but that probably won't come until at least the 70th minute. Just something to keep in mind here. The strategy will be shifting as the half goes on, the longer this stays a 1-0 game. We're in a dead ball situation here. Fisher trying to command the team a little bit as the opportunity is coming up for an Angel City kick. Moves up the field. Ball goes out thanks to a Louisville header, so it will be a throw-in again. Ball still in play. Angel City with the ball up on the right side. Ball is kicked forward. There is an opportunity, but there's also 3 black jerseys, so really no shot of anything happening there. Elmsley with the ball again, coming up at the top of the box. She passes it in. This one's to Mayara. Could she get a shot? It's deflected as she tries to release it. A lot of blocked shot opportunities here. Angel City is at least entering the box a little more this half, it looks like, but still no clean passes to move things in. That was the first one where it really looked okay, but there were so many defenders in front, there was no shot Mayara was going to be able to do anything with it. Sarah Gordon's able to chase the dead ball over, and she's able to kick it along the line of the field. Gets it over to Sentner, who passes over to Mayara. Mayara running up the center of the field, moving a little towards the right, tries to pass it up to Jansdottir, but it gets stopped by one of the many defenders for Louisville. Ball is stolen before Louisville can get anywhere. The pass goes straight into the defensive line again. Louisville's defensive line is definitely stacked in making it difficult. Here's an opportunity again for potentially a second goal for Gardner. She takes a shot from the top of the box, and it's caught easily by Anderson. Again, what you're noticing, the control feels like it's more with Angel City, but every opportunity and point where the goalkeeper actually has to stop it has been with Louisville. And that does kind of showcase, again, they are a potent offense. I have always claimed that this team has potent offensive abilities, but there usually are a lot of holes with them defensively, and it does not appear like they have shaken Louisville up in any conceivable way where this is working in the way it needs to. So here we go. Ball is kicked off. Jordan Bloomer. There's a header again. Once again, it's under the control of Angel City. They lead the shots battle 12-10, Angel City, but in terms of shots on goal, they are being doubled up 4-2. And that's the issue. There have not been quality shots for Angel City. They're generating shots, but nothing of quality. Here's another chance to set up. Again, stopped by Louisville's defense. They are being instructed to move back. They're definitely making it difficult for anything to really be mounted. Cherry tries to send it into the box, but it's deflected and just kind of floats in the air, stays in bounds, and Louisville is finally forced to just head it out of bounds. And that'll be a corner kick. So, once again, a nice change of pace here. All right, so Sentner going to be the one who kicks this one. There's 6 players for Angel City in the box. The other 3 are standing outside of it. Ball is kicked. Yeah, they basically had everyone into the attacking third other than the goalkeeper, and unfortunately the kick goes straight into the net. Sentner has definitely not found her comfort zone yet. That is visually apparent. And the question now will become, and here's an opportunity coming through from Louisville as an awkward 50-50 ball gives Weber an open field for a moment. She passes over to Fisher. Fisher sends it into the box. Goes too long, and that will be Giselle Thompson's to clear. Goes into dead space where Louisville is able to run it down. Defensive line, again, trying to do something with it. They send it forward. Back to Weber. Weber over to Fisher. Fisher is on the right side. Going to kick it up into the box. And horribly played by Angel City's defense. They missed the header. And that is a goal again for Lardner. And that is a second goal for Louisville. This has been the nightmare match. As rough a start as you could ask for. And suddenly the last half hour of this match, once the subs come in, Angel City's going to have to go on a more offense-driven move here. So I'm looking at players like Fair, Tiernan, Suarez. You might be seeing a few bodies coming in to try to get the attacks running a little more. Now, the only problem here for Angel City is they only have 5 listed substitutes, and a lot of that is there's some international trips going, like Priska Chalufia is not available today due to WAFCON happening. And once again, we're 10 minutes in here, and it is looking rough. So what is the opportunity going to be? It's in the offensive third again here. Does Angel City have an attack here? Elmsley crosses it into the box. Is this the chance? No, it goes to the defense again. And at this point, I would assume Louisville is going to probably start parking the bus. Mayara sends it straight up on a bicycle kick, and that is saved by Bloomer. Not even really a challenge, it just bounced to her. Yeah, the one advantage here is if Louisville is going to try to start parking the bus, this could play to Angel City's advantage. Because suddenly not seeing a bunch of counterattacks and letting the ball just continue to stay down would be deeply helpful. Once again, it's on the right side of the field. Thompson trying to set something up, ends up passing it over. Layer sends it over to the far right. It's crossed in again. Here's a header, and it goes wide. There was a good chance for Jansdotter, but she was not able to get it aimed right, and it goes to the left, and that is another missed opportunity. They have not been able to take advantage and even put it on goal for the keeper to have to save it. All right, here comes the play again. Ball goes... Once again, there's not really an urgency by Louisville to really chase. They're just staying in their defensive position. So the opportunity exists, but you have to get it while the field is a little bit spread. Here's another chance. Ball has actually gotten pressed up, and Angelina Anderson has to make another save. It is amazing how many balls are going through this way right now. And this really does feel like one of those matches where it's like you really can't put it on anyone individually. Like Anderson probably should have gone on top of the first shot to prevent that first goal from happening, but she still managed the save, and that was ultimately poor positioning on the defense as well. And same thing, defense not really heading the ball correctly leads to a wide open shot. We have a run up here. Giselle Thompson trying to get a shot going, but too many Louisville players. It's kicked out. And there's going to be a lot of kicking themselves on the offensive side here, as a lot of opportunities have not been met by the front and midfield. As we get close to this 1 hour mark, the question is going to be who on the bench is coming in and what are they going to be positioned for doing. The ball comes up. Louisville runs with it. At this point, they're just running forward to try to make awkward plays for them, but ball is moved up by Angel City. A long shot. Why was that the shot? There was no reason for that one. Ball went straight over the net. Here we go. We have our first set of substitutions. Let's see what we got. All right, waiting for the actual ones to be done here. We are past the 1 hour mark. I believe that is 3 Louisville players getting swapped. So let me see in total who has just been changed out. I believe they're going to start putting the list here as this is a goal kick for Louisville. Oh, apparently Emma Sears is active. She was just operating from the bench. She is in. Rachel Hill, number 21, also entering the match. And Audrey McKean goes in for Kayla Fisher. So a lot of attackers, a lot of the offensive presence is leaving the match here. Riley Tiernan is going in for Mayara, which I think reflects where we are at this point in the match. Mayara is trying to generate stuff, but it's just not clicking very well. So they're going to try another look at this. Plus, Mayara's got the knee pad on, so it might be a bit of a minute restriction. All right. Ball currently up on the field again. The attacking third for Louisville. They're not able to make any passes. The ball just stays in an awkward spot until the ball is finally forced out of bounds. All right, so here's another chance at a throw in here for Louisville as they attempt to, on a third goal, this basically becomes out of reach. So if you're Angel City, you have to get this thing out of here and get back on the counterattack quickly. And they are slide tackling, getting this ball pushed further and further back. Finally, Louisville with the ball in the right just behind midfield, try to kick it forward, and it does stay with them. They don't have a clear shot at the moment. They're just running it backwards, but it is more time that Angel City is not developing any type of attack. Nothing is really able to be mounted at this stage. Ball goes up here. This is another chance at a header. And nothing doing there. Ball goes into the air again. Angel City suddenly not able to maintain the ball for very long. And it's like a full-on attack going through again. That was Audrey McKean who was able to actually give some decent challenge and force a mistake from Angel City. She does it again here as there's another throw-in for Louisville. Here comes a throw-in. Stays with Louisville. They try to kick it into the box. Here's a chance at a header. No. Goes past everyone. And here is a chance for a counterattack on Angel City. Thompson sends it forward. Ball being kicked around by Angel City, but it's just in the defensive third. They're just trying to maintain control on pressure from Louisville. This actually is proving to be a very aggressive set of play from Racing Louisville. They're actually playing closer to what they normally look like. Ball's being run uninterrupted on the right side. Ball's crossed into the box, and it misses wildly. This is again, there's that move towards the front remains an issue. It does not seem like the pressure is there when the ball gets into the box, because every pass is awkward. And we're coming up on the midpoint of this half. We're about 2.5 minutes from it. And Angel City is going to have to kind of pull an opposite of what they normally do and actually make their surge in the last 15 minutes at the rate things are going. Louisville kicks the ball up. Here's another opportunity. Wide open spaces. The crossover. The ball is finally played, and that should be considered a clean play, and they are. Sentner trying to make some moves, not able to get around 2 defenders. This time Elmsley sends it forward. And Sentner's able to corral it here. She's going to run with it. She's going to be able to get to the top of the box. Ball deflected. And no one really there to chase it. It ends up back with Louisville. I do feel like a lot of playmaking is being attempted, but it's more just desperate flailing. It's very easy to defend. This feels a lot like those NHL playoff games where you'll see like teams rack up like 40 shots, but like 35 of them are just straight shots at the goaltender. So Tiernan with the ball passes it back to Thompson, who swings it over. First to Sams, now to Gordon. Now Cherry with it. So he swings it over. Now the ball is being crossed in. And it lands right on Louisville player's head. Ball is still in play, though. Here's another chance, and that should be a foul. Yep, a free kick for Angel City coming right at the top of the box as Sentner gets knocked over. We are 22 minutes into the half, so we are almost at the halfway point. And so here we go. Yet another another chance right from the top of the box. We're going to see Louisville probably line up most of their players here. Will this turn into something? Well, first it's going to be slowed down because medical attention is needed. So Angel City's players quickly grabbing some water while Louisville deals with an injury. This has been a rough one. Alright, so we are waiting for things here. Alright, so just looking through here, just looking at some stuff as the match has been going. Yeah, we are almost done with the dead spell here. This is now looking at upwards of 2 minutes, so you can already tell we're going to have to be dealing with this in the injury time. At least 2 minutes added from this alone. And Aaron Wright is currently doing some sprints back and forth to see if she's feeling all right. Now, she has to go to the sideline because of the medical attention, so she is not in play while this kick has not been done yet. She can head back in after the fact, but at the very least, this is an opportunity for Angel City while they're one short to maybe generate a goal out of this. 70th minute, almost complete. Here we go, Sentner, likely to be the one who does this kick. We do have a second player, though. Now at the 71st minute, can this be the one? Can this lead to the first goal? Goes through, and it is fielded by the keeper. Did at least get through all the defense, but that is stopped by Bloomer. Let's look at this one. Yep, it went around everyone, but there was no curl to it. I think she was hoping that it would curl a little bit, but it just kept drifting and ended up being relatively easy to field. Ball rolls all the way back to Anderson, who kicks it up into the offensive half. Ball is back in the possession of Angel City. They push it into the box, and a slide is forced. Bloomer has to just pull the ball before anyone takes a shot with it. But Riley Tiernan was right there had she missed. Like, there is very clearly fight here in Angel City, but this is not materializing, and we are getting to that point where superior skill won't really matter because the strategy is basically just going to be to load the back as much as possible, and you just have to overwhelm them or get a lucky pooch play. Now a lot of back and forth passing. They have not yet parked the bus completely, but you can tell Louisville's getting more cautious. Ball sent into the offensive half. Only about 3 players up, so it ends up back in Angel City's possession pretty quickly. All right, Cherry is being doubly defended. Ball's finally forced out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. She does not waste time. It is thrown immediately to Elmsley. Elmsley going to pass it over to Tiernan outside the box. She's going to thinking she's trying to cross it in. Here it comes. Here's an opportunity. Way too long of a pass, though. And this ball is going to roll out harmlessly. And that is a goal kick. Yeah, this is definitely one of the rougher ones. Right now, a multi-goal loss would be enough to actually drop the goal differential situation where it looked like Angel City, I thought, was going to be at number 2. They would actually drop to having the 5th best goal differential through a multi-goal loss to Louisville. We'll see if they can get something going here on offense. Once again, Elmsley with the ball running on the left side, trying to get something set. Gets a crossover. Nice move. Tries to kick it in. It's headed away by the defense. Still there, though. Layer with the ball. Sends it back to the defensive line. Once again, that is Sarah Gordon with it. She crosses it. Skip pass over to Giselle Thompson, who sends it over to the midfield. Still there. It looked like Thompson got tripped up, but no foul called. Stays with Angel City, though. They're just stuck near the sideline. That's Riley Tiernan. She passes it over. There's an opportunity, another cross. All the crosses are so long. Ugh. This is frustrating, man. So here's another substitution. Carson Cherry is stepping out. Sophia Matisse, number 25, into the match. So we're going to see, like I said, they've only got about 5 field players active today, so that doesn't give them a lot of options in terms of substitutions. Right, team playing a little bit down now, but we are getting close to that last 15 minutes, so it is getting to that point where attacks need to start happening. Angel City not really had a lot of solid opportunities here, and it is becoming increasingly apparent that they are running out of time. It's still roughly the same percentage, but the difference is Louisville is reaching their expected goals. They're at 1.8, and they've gotten to 2. Angel City should have at least 1 goal by now, and they just have not managed. As a matter of fact, they have not had a shot on goal since probably like the first 10 minutes of this half. We were looking at upwards of over 20 minutes where just nothing. Once again, Louisville in their attacking third. Another shot at goal, easily fielded by Anderson because it was so far away and it was straight at her. But it at least is creating stress where Angel City has to tighten up defensively, and it's just not panning out for them here. This has been a bad stylistic matchup here. It looks definitely worse. Oh, man. That nearly bit them. It was a throw and just no attention paid by Matisse. Ball nearly gets taken, and she ends up having to really lower herself down and cause the Louisville player to flip over her just to corral the ball on that one. They do press it forward here. It is in the offensive half again. Here's potentially an opportunity. Janzar tries to stop it, but goes too long, and this ball is rolled up and taken again by Jordan Bloomer. Ball goes up. The header does send it back into the Angel City half, at least for a little bit. Angel City is able to corral the ball. It's pressed up. There's a lot of back and forth here between Layer and Elmsley. Now it's pressed up. Tiernan with the ball. Tiernan sending it over. Matisse sends it forward. There was a real shot at the net there, but it was a simultaneous almost hit between Jansdottir and Bloomer, and it was just enough of a piece from Bloomer that it is not able to be mounted as a shot. Ball goes out of bounds, and this will be a throw-in. We have another substitution coming in for Louisville. Number 12, Quincy McMahon is coming out. She's being replaced by Ella Hasse, who is jersey number 6. And I believe this is the third time they've used a sub window. So I believe, at least as far as Louisville is concerned, this will be the end for them in terms of changing out the roster. Jansdottir will be doing a throw in here. This will not be one that she can throw into the box. Well, she does have the strength to do it, just not at ideal spot. Angel City player goes down. I think they were trying to just get a PK out of it because there was no real impetus to fall over like that. Tiernan's got the ball outside the box. She wants to try to cross it in. Here's her opportunity, and the two defenders rack it, and it's not happening there. Ball still in play. And the kick from Angel City just rolls through everyone, and it ends up harmlessly out of bounds. That is a goal kick. Yeah, this game is agony. Very unfortunate matchup here. Angel City will have to rebound pretty quickly because Kansas City is a game next week. And that is not going to be as easy an opponent, though. They have won against KC before. We were living that one. But they are not showing the shades of the team that they were, at least in the last few weeks. This has been a very flat performance offensively. And if that's going to change, it needs to happen in very short order. We are already in the 80th minute. Ball comes forward. Jansdottir actually might get a shot here, and she gets past it. This one is in. And there's finally a goal. Off of a great pass up, Jansdottir is able to corral it. She's able to outspeed. Let me look here. So this one gets pressed forward. She's able to corral it. She's at an angle where her defender, Wright, is not able to get a clean defense on her. And she uses her left foot to go through the 5-hole on Jordan Bloomer. And that finally ends the shutout that has been going. And big credit to, I believe, that was the substitute, Sophia Matisse, getting the assist on that one. And that is Jansdottir's 6th goal here of the season, and as the 80th minute provides a goal, and now the pressure is on for Angel City to try to get some more. Can they manage it? At 2-1, even salvaging a point would be major. Like getting another goal and getting back ahead of Orlando would be huge. Additionally, it would get them back to +8. So they at least have a better goal differential than Portland. Now for Louisville, a draw would just drop them from getting 11 points to being down to 9 points. So they would not yet be at double digits at the halfway point. Angel City heads the ball out of bounds. Hase's get the ball for a throw-in. So it could be a very entertaining finish here. The opportunity does exist for something interesting to happen here. Ball gets sent up. Louisville sending it here. Here's a wide open look. Oh my God. It was at an angle where she couldn't shoot, so she tried to make a pass down the middle, and luckily goes past her recipient, because that was a clean one-timer opportunity had it happened. Ball goes in again. This time, Gordon heads it out to make sure that that does not continue. Everyone back in position here. Rachel Hill with the ball for Louisville from the... she was subbed in earlier in this match. O'Kane swings it back over to the left side. Still aggression on Louisville's part. They have not started parking the bus. So there might still be an opening here. We see Sentner passing it up. Once again, Tiernan with the ball running. She's at the top of the box. She takes a shot, goes to the wide left, and that is a goal kick. I don't know why she thought that was going to really be anything. Continue to be a fairly rough effort here. I mean, luckily there was a celebration here, so at least there was some positivity to be had here on the Pride Night, but you got to come away with points on Pride Night. Like, needs to be a second goal here, get that game level again. Not going to be able to happen, though, if Louisville keeps controlling the ball. They do kick it out of bounds, though, so Angel City gets to do a throw-in. 83.5 minutes into this match, they send it back to Angelina Anderson, who's going to swing pass it. This one going back over again, over to Matisse, who passes it to Gordon, who kicks it forward. Ball into the offensive half. No control just yet. And ball is forced out, so that should be a throw-in for Louisville. No, they were actually ruling she had stepped out already, so it'll be a throw-in for Angel City. Once again, they have Matisse doing the throw. 84 minutes into the match. A give and go. She crosses it in. Could this be an opportunity? It's headed away, but it goes to an Angel City player. They take a shot from the box. And it got... No! I thought that was in for a second. I saw it in the back of the net, but it actually had gone behind the net and hit the back from the outside. Oh, that looked good for a moment. Yeah, Giselle Thompson with it. Fires it. That was an optical illusion. Because that thing, the way it was angled, it ricocheted so quickly, it actually gave the impression like it had gone into the net instead of hitting the back on the outside of it. So I do wonder if the point is going to come where they're going to have to just start playing back. But Louisville hasn't reached that stage yet. Millier face in the dirt here. I don't believe they have any sub windows left, though. Angel City is bringing in 2 more substitutes. That will not happen here because it's a Louisville kick. But next play that's being... Next dead ball that goes to Angel City will be the final sub window of the match. And it looks like we got 2 Angel City players coming in. All right, ball is settled. Tiernan swings it over into nothing. But it's chased down by Sentner. Sentner with the ball. She is pushed down. That should be a free kick. And that should be the substitutions they want. 86 minutes into the match here. we see what should be the last of the substitution windows. We have Casey Fair getting ready to come in, as well as Taylor Suarez. So we got fresh attackers up front. Who is being sent out? Casey Fair will be going in for Claire Elmsley, which should give them some interesting looks. Karina Layer also stepping out for Suarez. So basically that entire left midline has been shifted out. And we'll see if this new move towards aggressive play will work out. The camera has gone out. The camera is just completely gone. I don't know what happened there for about 5 seconds, but the ball ended up back in the feet of Angel City's backs, and we have Gordon running with it and passing it, and the swing goes all the way to the right side. So it is a mystery how that play worked out, but there was no goal. The screen is now frozen. This is becoming a farce. Thank you, ESPN, for your absolutely awful coverage. The ball went out. Again, not sure how it happened, but we do have a goal kick. So this will be Bloomer again, going for a goal kick. With so many players up front now, players who are used to being attacking mid or forward. Ball being pressed up. Here's an opportunity. Nope, not controlled. Now the only thing, by not having a lot of midfielders, there is not as much control. Louisville finally kicks the ball out of bounds on the far right side, so Thompson's going to give the throw in. Looking for an opportunity. I believe gets it to Borges. Swings it back over to Sams. Now it goes all the way back to Anderson, who is outside the box. There it goes, back to Sams again. Presses it forward. The swing goes back. Now it's Gordon with the ball. She brings it into the offensive half. She's running up with it. Finally the pass comes up. Jansdottir with the ball. Passes it back to Borges. Defense playing a lot more of an aggressive hand now. Sams with it. Ball ends up being lost. It gets kicked by Louisville, but not strong enough to get out of bounds. It is still there. 88.5 minutes here. Ball still in play for Angel City. They are going to try to put the pressure on here. Is the opportunity going to happen? Here comes the pass. Once again, ball is up at the top of the box. Control being sought here. Setner sends it over to the other side. And ball is kicked out. That'll be a throw-in. Who do they have? I think they're going to have Jansdottir do it because she can throw a little harder. 90th minute of play here. At the end of this minute, they will announce how much injury time is being added. I would have to assume minimum 4, probably 5 is my guess. Here comes the throw-in into the box. Could this be a chance at a header? Ball goes up. It's still up in the air. Opportunity exists. But Setner is not able to get a shot as it gets near her feet. Clean play on the ball. Borges is able to control it. Gets it back to their defense. Gordon now running with it. Ball is crossed back in. It's in the box again. Here's a chance at a kick. It is missed, but it's still in play, and it's a diving stop by Bloomer. Wild one. Now, finally, we've got ourselves an interesting set of sequences. She sets the ball down and does a ground kick. They are adding 6 minutes, so there is still possibility that this becomes a 1-point effort at least. Suarez with the ball, sends it forward over to Tiernan. Tiernan takes it into the box, kicks it, not there, it goes off the crossbar. Still there in play, a lot of black jerseys there, not able to take control of it though. Rolls outside the box, once again it goes over to Setner. Setner loses the ball, that's a clean play though, they're not going to call it. Ball is just kicked into dead space, and Anderson, this is where she's going to have to earn her movement, because she is going to be running side to side so that everyone can stay farther up. Ball is kicked forward. It goes. It is swung all the way to the right. I believe Thompson has it. Sends it into the box. Here's an opportunity if they can turn around and get a shot out of this, but they're just moving backwards. Fair tries to kick it back in, and it's deflected and sent back out. It is a throw-in for Louisville. I would assume, once again, Jonsdottir will make this throw. I will tack the time on here. Here, ball. Oh, there's some headers. Ball goes along. Here we go. Ari Borges tries to go for the ball. It is a slide tackle. It is not a free kick as far as I can tell. It's just a throw-in. Ball is kicked up. Here's another opportunity. Shot, and it is saved. That was actually a good one there. 2 minutes in. The battle is on. There is actual pressure happening here. Makes you wonder where this pressure was a while back. Borges again with the ball. Gets tripped up. That should be a free kick. Yep, they're calling for it. All right, we are at... It was at basically 2:08. That was a yellow card. So Louisville taking a yellow card here, trying to protect themselves. Borges taking her once-a-match horrifying bump, trying to go for the ball. All right, waiting for it. It is a free kick. Rachel Hill is the one who gets the card on that one. This will be Matisse again doing the kick. This is from basically in line with the front of the center circle. So it is a long kick. It goes into the box. Ball is still in play. Ball is blocked. It looks like that was from Fair or Sentner. I couldn't tell. Once again, Matisse sends it into the box. Is this another opportunity? No, it's going to go long. That's a goal kick. Over 3 minutes gone already. They may add a few seconds, but so far, nothing to justify having to move things further. So far, this has been a rare thing where the expected goals are going perfectly. Angel City is just under 1.5, meaning you'd expect more often than not only one goal. Louisville, 1.8, meaning most of the time you'd expect 2 goals. And they are right where they need to be. But will another opportunity come in? Will this be the one? Tiernan being forced to the right side. She's going to cross it into the box. Here's another opportunity. No one really able to get any firm control. Borges sends it in. Here's another header, and it's saved. Oh, my. That was a really nice play there, and big-time attention span there from Jordan Bloomer, who was able to read where this was going, and this header, which is going towards the right corner, she makes a dive for it and gets her hands on it. Yes, this is currently extra time. We are 4.5 minutes in on injury time. So I think they might have to add another like 20 seconds or so, but it is supposed to be 6 added minutes. All right, Bloomer sends it up. Ball is headed as Louisville tries to advance the ball. It has been 5 saves tonight for Bloomer. Ball goes out. This should be a throw-in for Louisville. Yeah, Angel City chases it down and actually passes it to Louisville themselves since they were going to take their sweet time running this thing out. And here we go. Angel City pressing it forward. Ball goes into the offensive half, but there is no one there, and the ball is just kicked back to Bloomer, who kicks it out again. Doesn't get all the way out of bounds, though, so Angel City is still able to do something with it. The 50-50 ball gets pressed forward. Louisville might have a chance at an extra goal. No, nothing doing there. The ball goes right to Anderson. The kick was not an attempt at a goal. It was just a chance to kill time. And here we go. About 30 seconds left, potentially. I might see maybe... Oh, here's a shot, and Sentner cannot get that thing to curve downward. Like, every time she tries a shot from the top of the box, it is still elevating at the time it reaches the goal line. All right, she sends the ball out because at this point, Bloomer is slowing it down completely. They are going to have her kick it. Will this be the end, or will they give one more attack? They haven't blown the whistle yet. This is going to be a throw-in. Angel City gets a chance. Ball went straight out. Here it comes. Like I said, I think they were getting an additional couple seconds because of the foul earlier, but it's not going to be by much. Could this be the opportunity? Ball is kicked away by Louisville. That might be the final whistle. Are they going to call it? Anderson claims it. I would say you just start running up with it and attacking. Gordon with the ball, trying to run up. They don't know when this whistle is going to come. So it just has to be a attack so that they will let it play out. Here comes another one. Matisse sets it up. She tried to set something up, but it goes right to Bloomer's gloves, and that will do it. They are blowing the whistle. And that concludes the match. That is a huge upset. Racing Louisville claims their trip to double digits. That is their 11th point of the season. Third win, first on the road. Angel City takes an L. That drops them to 8th place, a mere 1 point ahead of North Carolina, 2 points ahead of Seattle, 3 points ahead of Denver, Houston, and Boston. So there is a chase behind them. On the bright side, they remain in prime position for position 6 if they can beat Kansas City next week. I'm going to attribute this to hopefully being just an awful matchup for them, because aggressive teams like Louisville have done very well against them. It is not a good sign, though, when being aggressive is like the key to beating your team. Because, yeah, that was Louisville's game plan here. They executed it exactly as needed. And it seems like someone in the comments is having a histrionic meltdown. So, understandable. Very much feeling the rage on that one. And that will actually probably be apparent as I do my game recap. I'm probably just going to do that here as soon as I finish up what I'm eating here. Yeah, this was a rough finish. But for the time being, it is what it is. Ends the win streak, and they've got to start a new one. Now, victory over KC, all can be forgiven. If it becomes 2 in a row, then then you're right back to where you started, and then the conversation becomes, were those 3 wins because it was opponents down their strikers? We will have to see. As for Louisville themselves, they're still in the wooden spoon position, but that puts them a long way towards at least having a fighting chance of getting out of it. They are 1 point behind Chicago and have a much, much better goal differential. So we might have a race here to avoid the wooden spoon. We shall see. In any case, thank you all for hanging out during this. Should be a interesting week next week. A lot of matches tied to a lot of things. Enjoy your football. Enjoy whatever matches you tune in for. Enjoy the midweek matches. And in spite of everything,